What's up, guys? Welcome to That Creative Life. Today, we are going to talk about something kind of interesting, I think at least. What do I need? What do I use to make these YouTube videos? What's my setup? We're going to talk camera, lens, we're going to talk lights, microphones, we're going to talk interface, music gear, we're going to talk all of it. We're going to decide, is it overkill? Do you need this much? I don't think you do, but we're going to talk about how to do it. So if you are wanting to make videos about music or make YouTube videos in general about anything, this is going to be a very helpful video, I think. So we're going to start with the music side of things, get that out of the way. First things first for me, you need guitars, obviously, if you're doing guitar stuff. So check, I got my guitars that I can use. I have my acoustic downstairs and I've got a few other here and around. But the guitar for me is the center of my YouTube channel now. And so I have to have a solid guitar that's gonna work well. And I like Fender and I like PRS and I like Taylor for acoustics. And there's some more vintage things in and about that you'll see. But for the most part, this is what I go with. Next, what you have to have is proper cables. And I use, for my pedal board, I use the Boss solderless cable kit, which I know a lot of people hate on, but I love it. I've found a way to make it work for me. I can make exactly the length of patch cables I need. So for me, it's golden. Then I have my pedal board that I use personally as an interface. I'm running into the HX Stomp XL, which is running into Logic. And so having that set up means I can record straight into the computer while I'm recording this and sync it up in post, and that's how I get really good audio when I'm recording my YouTube videos. So for the music side of things, that's kind of how I'm running it. I have my other pedals with my pedal board, but the HX Stomp XL is the last thing that hits before the computer. I also have studio monitors and a regular interface if I need to do any like vocal stuff, voiceovers, or like just full out record music. Let's move on to the next most important part for me. Up next for me is the Fujifilm X-T200. This is my camera that I'm using right now. It is not the best camera, but it looks good. It's working well, and I'm not fighting this camera to make good videos. I'm just making videos. And so I honestly think this is one of the best YouTube cameras you can get right now because it has a flip out screen. It does 4K, it does 120 frames per second slow-mo, and it looks good, and it's affordable. So something to think about. Next up, I have it running from the camera into my microphone, which is the Rode VideoMic NTG, which is a pretty high-end mic, but as someone who's doing music, audio is important. So I wanted the best quality I could possibly get. So having the mic literally right here, right there, gives me the best sound quality with the least amount of noise that I can possibly have. I'm running the preamps in my camera almost on zero, and all of my power is coming from the mic. Next up, we have my light. I have the Aperture Lightstorm 60X, 60D, I don't remember which one. But that light is incredible. I have it with a beauty dish, and I'm sure that I'm throwing in clips of you seeing all this stuff in between, but I have the beauty dish on it to soften the light so that everything's nice and even. It's just barely off-center to my left, so that's creating a slight shadow right here because that's proper lighting in the photography world that I grew up in, aka Live Touch. And so I always try to have that nice soft light right there. And then I've got my practical lights behind me to light the background. I have Christmas lights around the top, which y'all never see, but for me it's just kind of setting the vibe that I want for the channel. But then when I'm done editing, I'm taking my footage and putting it into Premiere Pro and editing, taking a thumbnail, putting it into Lightroom and editing. That is my entire process. That is all the gear that I use to make YouTube videos. Oh, forgot one little thing. A tripod. It is I'll show you the brand right now. That's what it is. I got it off Amazon. It's cheap, works great. I've never had any issues with it. It telescopes, it turns into a monopod. It's a great little tripod. We'll do a whole video on it later, but for the most part, that's it. That's what I have to use to make my YouTube videos, to create what you see before you. And so there are obviously things I can improve. There are things that I do pretty well. But at the end of the day, this is what I'm doing to make my YouTube videos. If you have any questions about any of this stuff, I'll have everything that I use linked down in the description below. It is an affiliate, so if you do buy anything, I will get a percentage. It doesn't cost you any extra. You would just be helping me out to make more videos because I'm trying eventually to make this my thing that I do. My only thing that I do. But I love you guys. Thank you for sticking around. If you have any questions, leave them down below. If you're not already, subscribe to the channel. It would mean the world to me. Love you. Don't forget to live the creative life. I'll see you next time. Bye.